bloody going.
I'm on my way to the paper. Middle finger to the haters. It's grind time like a skater. Holla at you, see you later. I'm on my way to the check. Fish scales on my neck. Just passed on the break. I busted down in the trap. Bought 2 things back. Fuck rich off rap. Got double ups on the pack. Sit back, watch it stack. Took a ride on the 10. The interstate, I get it in. Said fuck 12 with a grin. The whole squad get it in. Me, I get it on the block. My youngins get it off a fly. Pass and grab, then go. Take the trips when it's slow. Mindset on the dough. From the 9 to the
Check 1 2, check 1 2. This your host with the most. Live from the West Coast, Professor Trench. Once again, this is Trench Talk Podcast. Once again with my co-host, M Rock. Everybody. Let's welcome him back. Let's welcome him back.
Thank you. What's that? Trench Talk. Oh, you know I love this shit.
So, what's crazy is this is going to be a topic that's kind of with no particular topic. Now, I've noticed for the last few weeks on social media, nothing really major amongst celebrities is happening as far as like no serious hating that's going to get physical. And then I'm noticing as far as a lot of the streets aren't really showing too many videos like that's catching national attention, which is starting to make me wonder, are the streets going back to being silent in the everyday man and woman's eye?
You asking me?
Yes.
Man, I'm hoping. It would be a nice thing, you know. I know fucking social media and all this shit is here to stay. You know what I'm saying? So, but it definitely needs, some shit don't need to be televised, some shit don't need to be social mediaized, and you know what I'm saying? That's some shit that motherfuckers need to realize. There need to be a street censor. You know how they got rated R movies and all that? We need our own street censor on shit. Like, nah, we can't do that. That gotta be censored. So definitely. Yeah,
like the parental advisory label, but a version of like this person is strictly entertaining you right now.
Yeah, you know how the old school, you know how the when they used to curse on TV back in the day, they go blur blur. Motherfuckers need to start blurping these motherfuckers out when they saying retarded shit. Start putting a blurp on their ass. Blurp blurp blurp.
Or even started off like warning. This is a sucker nigga talking on the microphone. Be braced for what you're about to hear.
Goddamn information. Yeah.
Like he runs he runs in the midst of danger.
So yeah, that'll be a nice thing, man. But you know, it's always like that little breaking moment in time where don't nothing happen, and then it seemed like some shit hit harder than ever. You know what I mean? So
no, I think that's what happened with what was going on. I say about a year ago with everything with rap, the massive amounts of snitching that was starting to be over the artist who was falsely portraying, which that's what they're guilty of, but it stopped being about the music, and then it seemed like right when it hits this 50-year mark, everybody started getting a little bit of clarity on whatever their era of rap music they messed with, and a lot of people started going back to the basics and catching on. Because the basics have all the instructions.
That shit pisses me off, man. They need to stop that shit, man. Because listen, man, they got to stop that shit, bro. They got to stop that shit, man. Because it's like, man, rap was and I didn't say this before, but I really mean this shit, man. Rap was like another form of way being out, you know, like a basketball player or a football player, you know. You're not supposed to go backwards, man. Like, fuck is the motherfucker doing, man? Like the accolades and the trophies of the streets, you know. And don't get me wrong, I love it. You gotta have a knack for it. It gotta be in your DNA. It's like a motherfucker that loves to go out and deep sea fish. That's some crazy shit to a motherfucker that don't do it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, the fuck? You know what I'm saying? But you got some motherfuckers, so it's like they don't understand it. So to a motherfucker that understand it, it's different. They built for that shit. They understand it. They understand that, you know, the consequences and everything like that. But to a motherfucker that's like, that's knowing you portraying a role, right? You know, it's like, don't take that role too motherfucking far to where shit get real. That shit is ridiculous. Don't no street motherfucker respect that. You know what I'm saying? The average street motherfucker that really been through it, really been through the trenches and came up, Man, you get that motherfucker opportunity, the real opportunity, it's like, shit, you got me fucked up. And you better not even, nigga, throw a piece of trash out my car, nigga.
And rap is aggressive. That's what people don't get. You're not really supposed. Really, the origin of it is you were nice, just putting words together. Then you'll hear a beat, and then you might have your homeboys in the room and you put together a rap. That rap might carry all through your neighborhood or whatever area you stay in, or it carries throughout the school. Then eventually you start getting nicer and nicer, and then to the point where that's when people start telling you, man, you need to go ahead and do this. But a lot of these rappers, they're not even being told that they can do this. They just waking up saying, you know what, I'm gonna rap, I'm gonna put together this. I can. Let me get a beat that sounds like something that's drill, and then I'm gonna go and put this image out there. And then when it back, officially, it's a lot of, you can almost call it John Doe's of rap who come along and all they do is just become a news headline. I'm like, at the 50th year mark, you need to be nice with these words. Have a life experience that's worth telling. Everybody who's a legend has a life story that is worth telling. I'm like, pretty much, even their young legends like Dirk and NBA YoungBoy. These dudes have a story that you watch come up where you know for a fact, had they not got that rap money, they would have been fucking out of here.
Yeah, and it's not just fucking out. It ain't just rap, just music. Period. Right? Music is designed to tell a story and designed to put you. It's another art form. You know what I'm saying? It's do music to give you a visual. Just like when you watch a movie, you getting the actual visual effect to an artist. You know what I'm saying? Looking at paintings and shit, that's another form of art. And music is just another form of art. You know what I'm saying? That's through words, but giving you visual in your mind. So that's so when rap started, and how rap was, it started with like, okay, hip hop, but then it got to the point to where motherfuckers start building stories and visuals that you can see in your mind, and how motherfuckers get nice with the pen, and more in depth a motherfucker can get, and the more a motherfucker can pull you into a story is what made him what's called the MC. You know what I'm saying? You got rappers, but you got MCs. You know what I'm saying? So motherfuckers gotta know that too. You know what I'm saying? So with an MC, we always like that. So motherfuckers want to hear your story, like far as like, I don't have to live that life, but if you can pull me into it, just like watching the movie, I might love a Western movie. I ain't never rode a horse in my life, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I love the shit out of a Western movie, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like living some shit without having to really live it.
It's like Rick Ross
music too, you know what I'm saying?
Like Rick Ross make you feel like you waking up in a mansion. I don't care if a biggest rat just ran across your floor. If Rick Ross come on, you feel like you got marble floors in your house.
That's what it's supposed to be, man. You know what I'm saying? And then so it's like
Drake makes these young dudes feel like the smoothest Mac ever.
Yeah, I ever do. So it resonates with generations. You know what I'm saying? So that's what. So everybody gonna have their fans and opinion, but if you able to you know what I'm saying, put your artistry out there and extract, you know what I'm saying, the feelings, and make people feel your story. So if I don't feel it, but 100 million other motherfuckers do, who am I to say? You know what I'm saying? I just may be the one missing out on some shit. So
a lot of time, the legends, they always come up the same as far as within all cultures. They're almost like something that you get captivated to staring at, and then after a while you hear the way they flow. A lot of times we don't even listen to them until they make us get some type of rhythm. I'm like, and then comes you caring about their story. I mean, nobody really cared about anybody's story until like, damn it, what, behind the music? Like, you didn't really know about, like, in the early days, like,
hell no,
even in the magazines, they talked about what music they had.
So popular. That's why the motherfucking magazine was so popular, because it was gonna give you a glimpse into the artist's life. You know what I'm saying? So motherfuckers was happy to see that shit. Like, oh, this motherfucker. And you right, motherfuckers didn't know. Motherfuckers used to have like rumors on motherfuckers and shit.
Yeah.
But you never really fucking knew. You know what I'm saying? And that's what made it. That's what made it mysterious. You know what I'm saying? But now motherfuckers want to know everything. Dig into a person's life. Like, no, it wasn't all like that. You know what I'm saying? People still maintained a high degree of privacy. You know what I'm saying? So that was part. So they were still able to to be what is it, a stage person? Or
Yeah.
their name was a stage character or whatever. But now it's like, no, motherfuckers expect you to be. It's like, like, come on, bro. Like, wherever you at, the conditions you living in, it's still on what mind state you take it from. You feel me? So you got people that's living in the ghetto but don't have a ghetto mind state. Don't participate in the shit from the ghetto just because you from there. But the average motherfucker, when he doing what he doing, right? When you in the streets and you really doing all that shit, it's not just your conditions. It's a mind state. It's where your mind at. It's where with your mind and your heart connected. So you in a whole different zone. You know what I'm saying? It's no way you can be in that zone and be living on top. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's easier when you come into a trash spot, you getting money, you looking around, motherfuckers want to rob you, you whoop enemy, but now you know what I'm saying, you living like this. So at this point, you have to decide, like, okay, I did this to be a character. Cause if you like listen to this closely, if you wasn't, then you wouldn't be talking. You wouldn't be rapping.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Because the codes to the streets is don't talk. Who the fuck do something and go fucking talk about it? You get what I'm saying? So.
In fact, back in the day, you knew that all the rappers were street because as soon as that camera come in front of their face, they would all freeze up.
Right.
It's rare that you ever saw anybody who actually had sold dope. Like, they might be nice rappers, but if they actually sold dope, they'll talk clear, but the whole time their head will be down. They'll be looking away. Like, they'll give you short and brief answers. And if you want to look at something, look at how Snoop started out. Snoop started out, and now he the most friendliest person out here with Martha Stewart. But I might.
Yeah, who started being open, who was like open into like really, if you want to keep it all the way real, I believe was like Tupac. You feel me? Tupac started being, like with the animated like this does and getting at the cameras, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, damn, this dude is feeling this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, but other people, I think part of that too, looking back, is like they didn't really want you to know who they was. You feel me? They wanted to leave that mysterious, you know what I'm saying, to make you want to buy more, to listen to their music, to try to find out about them. You know what I'm saying? It was like, I mean, obviously, when we listened to NWA back in the days, I mean, obviously we knew Ice Cube wasn't fresh out of prison, and you feel me, and all the shit he was talking about. But rap was connected to the streets, right? So the streets wanted our story to be told. You get what I'm saying? So that's what motherfuckers did, but motherfuckers still did it with a certain etiquette. You know what I'm saying? Not to just give up so much or whatever. Some of them wasn't so deep in the streets to give up so much, but this early day, so motherfucker be happy if motherfuckers stream out their area or talk about their lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? It was exciting. It was exciting, so a motherfucker didn't mind. A motherfucker didn't expect a rapper, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, to be against, you know what I'm saying? Motherfucker love the shit out of Magic Johnson, Kareem, AC Green, Byron Scott, but nigga didn't expect none of them to be gangster.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
But it's really about like black male bravado is seen as gangster because it's somewhat because of how we're taught in school.
No.
Because when a motherfucker tell you, look, fuck you, it could be a guy that's just at work.
That's not saying gangster. Black male bravado has been seen as a threat, but forever, right? But now it's like gangster is in. See, shit start.
No, I just hear, because I hear people when they refer to, like, if I'm talking to them and then a certain subject comes up, they're like, yeah, well, you could take it the gangster route. And I'm like, that's not what that is. But, I should have did the quote unquote.
I give you one code. When I had my daughter and shit, and we up in there, and my youngest daughter, she acting up, right? She don't want nobody to touch her. The nurses, she fresh. So the nurse come in there, she giving her, trying to give her a shot or whatever, right? Check her temperature, right? And she like, my daughter fight. She like, ooh, this a feisty one. She trying, and she like something, and she like, ooh, I'm trying. She fresh. I don't want a gangster. I look like. What made you think it was cool to say that with this family, bitch? What you would have said that the white family was up in here? So what you mean? You're not trying to gangster her. So I know she didn't mean nothing by it, but I'm just saying it's just a fact though. Like, you know what I'm saying? She felt like, shit that used to be real is a term of endearment now. You know what I'm saying? Like people use shit so much that I think when I was listen, like putting shit on the dead homies was like
serious. If you said on my mama, like, you meant it.
Yeah, like when you said on the, it was like a lot of times niggas' back was up against the wall. They wanted motherfuckers to really believe them, and even then niggas be like, nigga, we find out, you know, you lying and you put it on the dead homie, you cooked, you baked, motherfuckers knew it right. So man, motherfuckers say that shit now so much on the dead homies, on everything is just that used to hold some type of.
And a lot of y'all don't even have no dead homies. Y'all just have people that y'all walk past on the way to work and on the way to school.
Yeah.
And that's really what it is. And I always want to bring this up too. When people say we outside, I'm like, a lot of y'all just squares and don't understand what being outside really is. You know, if you're allowed in everybody's house, then you really ain't gonna be outside all the time. Now, any motherfucker that is outside all the time, they are the most fucked up people down the man. Those are the people that are ghouls at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Listen, bro. As a kid, you know what I'm saying? When you had shit to do, you know what I mean? And you was like, yeah.
But niggas get thirsty and go be like, hey, let's go to your mom's house real quick.
What grown motherfuckers just go be out? You know, they living a terrible life. They ain't got too much shit going on. Like, you know, now, you know, like popping up, right? You know what I'm saying? Like coming around, like in some places, like you take, for instance, like, I would call certain rappers that don't be outside, right? But you take probably like the Locks, like Jadakiss and them. You know what I'm saying? You look up, they really be in their barrels, really be in their streets. So I consider that for them outside. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if a rap, like, they like, you can go through there and catch them. You know what I'm saying? That's what outside don't mean like you just, I'm just outside all day. It'd be like, I play in the field. Like, you might not catch me today, you might not catch me tomorrow, but I'm in this field. You come around long enough looking for me, we look for each other, we play.
They see each other in,
you know what I'm saying?
Like if you in LA and motherfuckers see you at the Slauson swap meet, then see you over there on Manchester, and then see you all of a sudden on Rosecrans and Compton somewhere, and then they be like, yo man, that motherfucker be outside for real.
Yeah, and it's depending what, you know.
But some people, they don't really understand. I'm like, if you really, and like how people really mean like, yo, I'm outside with this shit, like, you know, those people who's really outside, like, hey, you know, if you're in the same setting as this motherfucker, you really want to go home.
Listen, let's keep.
Like, I want people to start keeping it 100 with who they are.
At the house, right? You know, you at grandma's house or mom's house, whoever when you young, you know, you like boom, and it's like okay, you know, especially back then. These youngsters now is different. These motherfuckers run around with 30s and all this, but that nigga had like a 5-shot 38 or some shit like that, right? You high as a motherfucker, right? You know what I'm saying? You trying to get from over here, this side of the hood, to that side of the hood. You know what I'm saying? You really don't want no conflict. You know what I'm saying? Because you know you can run into the police, go to jail, you got to strap you into the enemy. I only got 5 shots with the right crew of niggas pull up on me and you outside, but you ain't trying to really run into nobody. You trying to like scoot on and get to safety. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, like I say, you can live in the ghetto, but everything it's still a mind state. You know what I'm saying? It's all what you buy into. You got some motherfuckers buying into that. I don't give a fuck, nigga. I smoke a sherm thinking I don't give a fuck if a nigga pull up on me with an AK-47, nigga. I'm gonna scream out the hood and die. Okay, you feel me? That's how you feel. And you might have some motherfuckers that run behind him, but you got motherfuckers say, shit, nigga. I'm doing everything I can to fight.
Nigga be on the perk 30.
Shit, man, I know, nigga, fuck all that, like, you know, the big homies and shit before us, before rap was all the way in, you know, them niggas used to go put work in the Al Green and Isley Brothers and shit like that, you know what I'm saying?
I actually used to ask those kind of questions. I'm like, what did y'all do before rap music?
Yeah.
I was like, so a nigga been in the corner bumping Marvin Gaye, that's the way love is, nigga. Hopping up ready to squat. Nigga got I want you, nigga pointing at a nigga dancing. Nigga slow. I want you the fight way.
Nigga putting brass knuckles on. Hey, listen, on some real shit. Like, but once rap came, like, nigga, we got some pump up music. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, I'll blow your motherfucking brains out and all this other shit.
Rolling with my motherfucking strap on side of me.
On the real, that shit.
Yeah, you could have a cape coming out your car.
That shit was influenced. You know what I'm saying? You got a bunch of young niggas in the car bouncing this shit, right? Now, I started tripping out motherfuckers like turned their music to like sad music and shit. Like that's the gangster music and shit. Niggas rolling this thing. Like to me, it sound like niggas, you know, niggas just crying and shit.
I'm gonna be real.
Like R&B.
The '90s like taught young dudes. They might not have understood because they were so young, but those lessons you could live by. If you don't have a good woman, the dog pound is gonna let you know exactly what to do. They got a soundtrack for when you got the wrong woman in your life. Cause bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks. You with the wrong woman, it's gonna feel through.
The '90s.
Every song told you like
the early '90s. Let's say the early '90s. No. Towards the late '90s, it started getting soft. The early '90s though, right, was extremely disrespectful. I'm talking about like nigga. It started off in the late '80s. Early '90s got extremely disrespectful, nigga. I mean, everything was disrespectful. Don't get me wrong. You had love songs and all, but you had to choose. You was on one side or the other, nigga.
Put it like this. Hey. In New York, you was a queen. Down south, hey, shawty. Hey, well, like, hey, little mama. But on the West Coast, that word, bitch, was thrown so viciously.
Hey, everything was disrespectful.
You ever heard the story about Corrupt doing It Ain't No Fun? He said he started off doing like my protons and molecular. And they said, no, listen to the lyrics. And all of a sudden he started listening. He said, well, if Corrupt gave a fuck about a bitch, I'd always be broke. Right. That's gonna be etched on a wall like Mount Rushmore, because if you only got $15 to your name and a female wants you to spend $12 of ladies, if you got $15 and do expect you to spend that $12, that's the last thing you want around you.
Hey, peer pressure, right? Peer pressure is a motherfucker. I always tell niggas, no bullshit. I come from a peer pressure city. Los Angeles is a peer pressure city. Motherfuckers, man, we went to school. Motherfuckers talk about everything. Your shoes, your clothes, your get out, would you fight, how your family look, everything, man. So so and the gang lifestyle, man, and all that shit, man. And that music and shit, man, motherfuckers made, hey, man, I remember that time motherfuckers be like, what? You want to go chill with a bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you soft ass nigga. You bring a bitch out there. And knowing deep inside he wanted a bitch. You know what I'm saying? But that's just how it was. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, you know what I'm saying? But motherfucker know damn well he liked the girl. He gonna lose her. But showing off in front of his homie, he gonna be like, fuck you, bitch. You know, hey, when she walk away, he got a little pain in his heart. Like, damn, right? And then you get older to find out.
What y'all niggas finna do?
You get older to find out that all these rappers and shit was married and shit. They been feeding us this bitch, that fucking bitch. A bitch ain't shit and been married since high school and been with that bitch like 3 years. That's fucked up. That's some real deception. Right there,
imagine motherfuckers been 8 years old hearing straight up every song done told you what to do. Only person has been Too Short. Too Short is the only one that ain't ready. Like he ain't never like switched up on this shit.
He was 50 to have his first baby, a girl too. He like, ain't this a bitch? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. That shit real. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, you pumped up. That shit in the music and shit. All this old shit and everybody telling stories.
But I tell people this.
Staying down and not being no sucker, not going out like no chump.
And that's what really, because the system is set up for you as a black man to go out like a sucker everywhere you go. That's you go to work, everybody's going to tell you, don't talk back to your boss. You get into a confrontation on the street. Oh, you know the police gonna pull up. So rap is really that. Listen here, motherfucker. Fuck you. I'll beat your ass. I like old MOP. That nigga said, go get your motherfucking hammer and act like you want drama. I send a message to your mama. Yeah. Hello, do you know your one son less? I am licensed to kill. He has been marked for death. I'm like, niggas be rapping that shit riding down the street.
It was just disrespectful. The more disrespectful you can be, I just don't give a fuck. You know?
Yeah.
Nigga play. And then
that's
on
why
top
Eminem
of the music, you know, that became motherfucking, it just gave everybody, I'm telling you, like, music's so vicious, man, right? I promise you it's vicious. And if you from the ghetto, you see it the most because, you know what I'm saying, it's like people attached to the music so deep because it's just like, you know what I'm saying? You know, it's like, it's one of the things. So it's like, you take, for instance, right? if you was a child or a teenager, whatever, you grew up in a time when you was and you from the ghetto, you grew up in a time when Bobby Brown made My Prerogative, nigga. That became the smoker anthem. That became anybody who was fucking up anthem.
I thought you was finna say that's when y'all niggas was dancing all outside.
No. Damn, Johnny, that's how you get out. It's my prerogative. Niggas didn't even know what prerogative mean before this song. It's my prerogative. You see motherfucker with their team up with the pipe. It's my prerogative. Hey, I promise to God. Like, I
and promise. The fucked up part about with crackheads, they singing that shit hard too. That vein popping out the side of their neck. I can't live my life.
They showed it and everything. That shit was real.
My nigga, that's nigga fight 9 hours straight. Nigga doing the Bobby Brown shit.
I'm telling you.
Play that shit again.
You fucking up, Betty. You selling the kids clothes. It's my prerogative. Mind your bitch. Like, god damn.
Like, TV's going for 5.
Look, I remember my uncle, right? I had an uncle, you know what I'm saying? So it was like a blessing and a curse and shit. But it was cool most of the time at that time because he was older. And I stayed with my grandma, which is his mama. And he was a young baby from an older woman. So he took most of the lashing that I didn't have to get for us with clothes and everything. So through him, you know, he made sure we get to fly. So I used to follow up behind him and shit. We go get shoes. I remember he took me to the movie theater to see Breaking. You know, we Beach Street. So all kind of albums. He went to Taft with Ice Cube. So he told me before NWA even dropped, like, it's this nigga at my school saying he finna drop an album and shit and all this other shit. We used to go half on the albums and shit, right? And my grandma was real strict, so I remember one day he talked her into buying a stereo system with a mixer on it. You know what I'm saying? Like a turntable on it and shit. It was like a Fisher Price. It was like, you know, it was some shit back then. You know, for Ray Bang. My grandma wouldn't have bought that shit, but my uncle talked her into it like this at night. He was like, man, he got it. You know, we've been watching this shit. We've been watching Crush Groove, nigga. We've been watching all this shit. We can't wait to mix some shit, right? So we get in there, you know, my uncle, he hogging up everything. Let me see how to do it. Hold on first. I'm getting mad because we got a limited amount of time. My grandma to play that shit. Wherever she leave, she ain't leaving long, right? It's gonna be within the vicinity. It ain't gonna be for long. It's gonna be back. So anything we do fucking up, we gotta do long. So long story short, right? I'm getting mad. We going through these situations over the radio. So one day he got his friends over, and I'm mad he letting his friends play with it and won't let me fuck around. So he tell me to sit on the porch and watch out for my grandma coming, right? The whole point. So I'm on the porch, I'm sitting there and shit. I'm like, fuck these niggas, right? Fuck these niggas. They in there mixing and having a good time. These bitch ass niggas, right? I'm young. Nigga, my grandma pull up. Nigga, they put crew, 2 Live Crew. Nigga, it was not, listen, it was not music like that out there. You feel me? Nigga, this the beginning. Nigga, my grandma pull up, they get to hitting that shit. And I'm talking about it's banging loud too, right? It's banging loud. Now, you know, back then they didn't have the cell phones and nothing where somebody could just tell on you and shit. Like call and be like, oh, they. So she pull up. So first she don't really recognize, like, this my house. Like, you know what I'm saying? She get out. I'm sitting there. She go walking. Then she realize, first she realized how loud it is. Then she realized the words it's saying. Like, hey, we want to put, oh my goodness, man. She goes ham. You know what I'm saying? Get the tripping. Yeah, that was some funny shit. I let his ass get cracked that day. Like, nah, y'all don't want to let me play. But that shit was like, it just got realer. Then it just started seeing who could say the most crazy and provocative shit.
In fact, everybody got a story about getting in trouble because of hip hop. Because MC Brain got me in trouble. Oochie coochie la la la. Yeah, I walked in. That shit was on the. My mom walked in. That shit was on the box. I'm sitting in front of the TV, Indian style. My sister did the same thing. She didn't say shit.
Alright, man, my uncle grew up at some straight time. You go up in the streets and be cursing and doing all that, and go home and be like, yes, ma'am. Yes, shit, take the trash out, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? These motherfuckers now, they call their mama a bitch. Fuck that bitch, who? My mama like, what?
That's because they ain't. That's because they mom ain't gonna drive them through a goddamn window 2 stories down. Back in the day, it was true fact. You seen dads fighting sons in the street or uncles fighting nephews to the fullest. Yeah, nigga. And I'm gonna be honest, but here's the difference. In the 90s, a lot of uncles were getting knocked out because they was getting high out here.
Nigga put a blade out, nigga. I kill you, nigga. I'm talking about mama like that, nigga.
Nigga got shot in the knee type shit. Like.
I'm talking about mama like that. Nigga was crazy. If they couldn't beat you up, they go always go the crazy route on your ass. You like,
yeah.
Oh shit.
Samuel Jackson at the beginning of Menace to Society. So, nigga, you been out of jail for about 10 months. Ain't about time you be giving me my motherfucking money.
That nigga like money.
Right.
Oh, that shit funny as
well. Suck my dick. I got an idea for a skit like that. Where the only difference is we do it with social media where everybody see that shit on the story. And then all of a sudden, a nigga come back from the bathroom like, motherfucker. We gonna mark that shit down. We gonna edit this part up out of here, though. None of you niggas finna take my ideas.
Straight up. Motherfucker like, ooh, that's a good idea.
That's the best part. We 100% black men working together, getting to this, like Pimp C say, getting this motherfucking paper out here.
All the time, man.
So, this show is sponsored by 28 Grams of Bass, Trench Digital Recording Studios, as well as Morris Affordable Sales. If you're trying to be out here riding like you got a car note, but you don't, you need to holler at us at Morris Affordable Sales. All day, every day. Links are gonna be in the bio.
All day, every day. Hey man, shout out to the black women out the Olympic teams, man, like banding together.
Yeah.
Jamaica and all America, and not letting the media play them against each other. Them still representing, as colored women and shit. I like that. And
showing that black is still the ultimate superpower out here, because we ain't seen none of them Ukrainians, not none of them Russians, not none of them nobody, not a motherfucker from Spain. Ain't everybody is 7th, 8th, and 9th.
You finna get us targeted, bro. At the trenches, we coming for you.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. Them Ukrainians and them Russians, they fighting each other, goddamn it.
Nah, yeah, man.
You don't want to come to the hood,
man. That's decent, man. I'm trying to think what else. It's like you said, man.
You heard Dave Chappelle's joke? He said the Ukrainians are beating the Russians like that kid from Home Alone. He said they got toasters exploding in the middle of the street.
That shit crazy. Hell yeah, man. But shit, man. We gonna get back, man. This gonna be a short segment, but we gonna get back, in continuation, man. We got some shit to do, but I was stopping in, and we had to get it in, man. I know y'all waiting on that wax situation, man. It's coming. Don't worry about it.
Oh yeah, don't worry.
I got y'all. You know what I mean?
Season 2, we gonna. You may not want to be seen, but we definitely gonna be back here with the green screen.
Trench talk, man.
So every type of way that you want to see trench talk, we gonna start bringing it to you. Close-ups, all the above. We right now spending money, y'all.
Money, man. You got money.
So after this, you might see some wireless mics, a whole lot more movement going on, some storytelling, some reenactments. And if you do animation, holla at us too, because we need somebody that does some good animation.
And we got our guest, our man, finna go join the show, man. Tommy Chong, man. Come through and bless us, man. We gonna have a good time with Tommy, man.
Oh yeah.
Tommy funny. He gonna give us some cold ass stories. Hollywood shit, back in comedy.
Been in the game for over 30 years doing this comedy shit. Been around all the legends pretty much, and literally has been around us too.
Yeah, and he got some good stories. We got the Kurt Dog episode coming up.
Yes.
We're gonna drop the Kurt Dog episode. We got the Tiny Low episode coming up. We about to put together about Tiny Low, man. Tiny Low. Oh man, it's like I don't even want to begin on this because I'll be all night, man. But
yeah.
Yeah, he was one of our inner heroes. Even Tommy go talk about
you
it.
Gonna see
that's
people,
gonna come up.
You're gonna see people firsthand telling you stories about this shit. And you can only get it here because nobody else was in like we were.
In, man. Rashad Booker.
Good hood.
It's going down. We gonna give y'all that, man. We got some good shit. You feel me? So stay tuned. Trench Talk. Professor Trench, M-Rock. Get back at y'all. 28
Grams of bass. Shout out to California Doughboy. Who the fuck is Bloody Gory?
The trenches. Who the fuck is Bloody Gory? Let's go.
And run up them songs on my way to the paper.
Yeah, man. Hit us, man. Don't just be hitting me when I'm talking shit, man. Look at this shit. We got some real talent coming for real. West Coast shit. You know what I'm saying?
Most
Shit we
definitely.
bring it back.